this evening. First, a festival of innovation and opportunity. GuyExpo 2024 is in full swing with 283 booths showcasing Guyana's fastest growing economy. We'll give you an inside look at the businesses and connections driving this year's event. Plus, justice served. The state is ordered to pay $24 million to the estate of Quindom Bacchus, a 25-year-old father killed by police in 2022. We'll tell you how this landmark ruling reinforces accountability in Guyana. Also, powering the future. Guyana secures a second power ship to deliver 75 megawatts of electricity. Learn how this temporary solution bridges the gap to long-term energy projects. And building bridges to progress. A historic milestone in the construction of the new Demerara Harbor Bridge promises better traffic flow and a brighter economic future. Get the latest update on this transformative project. Finally, economic struggles in Nigeria. Hundreds of small businesses closed doors under mounting pressure, leaving many young Nigerians struggling to make a living. What's being done to address the crisis? Stay tuned for these stories and more coming up on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 15th, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, GuyExpo 2024, the Caribbean's longest-running trade show, officially opened on November 15th at the National Exhibition Center in Sophia. The four-day event features 283 booths and is projected to attract over 100,000 visitors. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Wanid Walron, highlighted GuyExpo as a premier platform for showcasing local innovation, launching new products, and connecting businesses with new markets. This year's theme, Guyana on Show, the fastest growing economy, reflects the country's robust progress, particularly in non-oil sectors.
GuyExpo 2024 marks the second consecutive year of the return of this event after a hiatus under the previous administration. Last year, the overwhelming support from our small business sector and the public reaffirmed the significance of this iconic event for a range of stakeholders in our economic landscape. GuyExpo is a premier platform for showcasing the innovation and quality of locally produced goods and services. It provides a dynamic stage for launching new products, exposing local businesses to new markets, and reinforcing the prominence of our established brands.
The exposition includes diverse businesses spanning sectors such as handicraft, furniture, garment, tourism, IT, pharmaceuticals, and culture. Local brands from generational staples to new trendsetters are sharing the stage with international exhibitors, underscoring Guyana's rising global economic profile.
As you explore the exhibition, you will experience firsthand the creativity and resilience of our people across these and other sectors. You will see products that have grown with us through generations, some of which have evolved into internationally known brands, as well as new trend-setting innovations paving the way for the future.
Organized by the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, GoInvest, and the private sector, GuyExpo provides a networking hub for producers, entrepreneurs, and international companies, strengthening Guyana's economic ties and showcasing its potential. The state has been ordered to pay $24 million to Quindom Bacchus' estate after he was fatally shot by police in 2022. More from Malcolm Carter.
Justice Nigel Niles has ordered the state to pay $24 million to the estate of Quindom Bacchus, a 25-year-old father of one who was fatally shot by police in June 2022 in Haslington, East Coast Demerara. Initially described as a sting operation involving an unlicensed firearm, the incident was later revealed to be unauthorized, with investigations exposing critical discrepancies in the police account. A post-mortem revealed Bacchus was shot 6 times, 5 times in the back, sparking protests and public outrage. Lance Corporal Christophe Dinoberga has been charged with Bacchus' murder, while 2 other officers face obstruction of justice charges. Represented by Dexter Todd and Associates, Bacchus's mother filed a lawsuit against the state for his unlawful killing. After initially denying liability, the state conceded in July of 2024 that the police's actions were unlawful. Justice Niles ruled that the police had violated Bacchus's constitutional right to life, awarding $22.5 million in damages, $1 million for funeral expenses, and $500,000 in legal costs. The ruling has been hailed as a step toward greater accountability within the Guyana police force and reinforcement of citizens' rights under the Constitution. Justice Niles emphasized that no one is above the law and seeking justice is essential for strengthening the system and safeguarding the rights of all Guyanese citizens. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. The government has signed an agreement to rent a second power ship from UCC Holdings, which is expected to deliver an additional 75 megawatts to the national grid in 2 phases. This move comes as electricity demands in Guyana continues to grow rapidly. During his weekly press conference on Thursday, Vice President Dr. Barry Jagdeo defended the decision against criticism from opposition Member of Parliament David Patterson, who labeled the costs as excessive. Dr. Jagdeo explained that the rental cost, including fuel, operation, and maintenance, is comparable to the cost of generating the same power with existing equipment. He emphasized that renting the power ship is a practical short-term solution until the gas-to-energy project is operational, describing it as a bridging power. The new power ship will be stationed in the Demerara River, initially providing 60 megawatts and later increasing to 75 megawatts. The government has also committed to stabilizing electricity costs, ensuring stable consumer rates despite rising global fuel prices. Since 2020, subsidies totaling $70 million have kept electricity bills below the actual generation and transmission costs. Stick around when we return. The first precast girder decking was launched for the new Demerara River Bridge, and Guyanese teacher in Bermuda pleads guilty to misconduct involving a minor.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you who don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour. And then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
fry, boiling high, we serve with Pepe's barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Pepe's has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Pepe's, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? You are required to visit the registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 hours, 13 hours to 16 hours 30, and Friday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. The first precast girder decking for the highly anticipated new Demerara Harbour Bridge was launched today, creating a historic milestone in Guyana's national infrastructure development. This significant advancement in the bridge's construction is seen as an essential step forward in enhancing connectivity and driving economic growth in the region. Once completed, the bridge will accommodate vehicles of all sizes and weights, significantly improving the current Demerara Harbour Bridge. Unlike the current bridge, which requires scheduled openings to allow large vessels to pass, the new bridge will have a 6-meter elevation, allowing for uninterrupted passage of vessels underneath, further facilitating smoother and more efficient transportation. The project is expected to be a game changer for the region, alleviating traffic congestion and promoting better traffic flow, ultimately boosting productivity. While the bridge was scheduled to open in December, the revised completion date is now set for March 2025. The new Demerara Harbour Bridge is expected to last 100 years, marking a new era of infrastructure development in Guyana. The bridge's completion will not only improve transportation efficiency, but will also be a symbol of Guyana's ongoing progress and commitment to modernizing its infrastructure. A Guyanese teacher living abroad has pleaded guilty in Bermuda to charges of misconduct involving a minor. Malcolm Carter has further details.
Ronald Ford, a 38-year-old Guyanese teacher, has pleaded guilty in Bermuda to charges of misconduct involving a minor. The charges include exploitation while in position of trust, luring a minor, and accessing illegal content. Ford, who resides in Southampton, Bermuda, faces a maximum sentence of 15 years, with his sentencing scheduled for December 11, 2024. Ford has a history of similar allegations in Guyana. In 2011, he was accused of inappropriate conduct involving a 14-year-old student in Berbice. However, he was released in 2012 after a court ruled that procedural issues had violated his constitutional rights. Ford, then 27, had faced multiple charges, including abuse of his position of privilege. In 2014, he was again accused of similar actions, prompting a police wanted bulletin. Ford denied the allegations, claiming he was being framed, but turned himself in after contacting the media to profess his innocence. After relocating to Bermuda, Ford's pattern of behavior resurfaced. His recent guilty plea reflects a turning point, with authorities in Bermuda taking firm legal action to hold him accountable. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. In observance of World Diabetes Day on November 14, under the theme Breaking Barriers, Bridging Gaps, the Ministry of Health has unveiled a series of initiatives to improve diabetes prevention, diagnosis, and treatment nationwide. Diabetes remains a leading cause of premature death and illness globally, with early detection and effective management being critical to reducing complications. In response, Ghana's health sector is implementing updated clinical guidelines, expanding access to screening, and enhancing specialized care and medications for diabetic patients. Key measures include hemoglobin A1C testing at 82 health facilities nationwide. Retinal examinations are available at 4 ophthalmology clinics, nephrology services, foot clinics, and medication accessibility, increased availability of insulin and other diabetes medication. The Ministry of Health has also introduced evidence-based guidelines to support healthcare providers in delivering personalized care. These guidelines emphasize lifestyle modification, regular monitoring, and patient education. To further combat diabetes, the ministry plans to enhance healthcare professional training, expanding public education programs, and invest in research to track diabetes trend better. The ministry said it is committed to ensuring diabetic patients receive the highest standard of care, preventing complications, and improving their quality of life to create a healthier Guyana. Don't go away after the break. St. Lucia PM alarmed by increase in road accident fatalities and protests in Peru. Union activists demand government action on crime.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024, and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gu.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening, I'm Malcolm Carter and welcome to tonight's regional and international news. In the Caribbean, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philippe Pierre has expressed deep concern over rising number of road accidents and fatalities, urging citizens to drive responsibly. In his statement, he offered condolences to grieving families and condemned reckless driving, labeling it a preventable cause of death. Pierre highlighted the strain accidents place on the nation's healthcare and emergency services, with over 500 accidents calls reported this year. He announced plans to discuss acquiring speed guns with the police commissioner to curb speeding and improve road safety enforcement. The Prime Minister called for a cultural shift in driving habits to prevent unnecessary tragedies. Internationally, Mozambique has banned protests following violent post-election unrest that left over 18 dead, with rights groups citing more than 30 fatalities. Demonstrations erupted in Maputo after Frelimo's Daniel Chapo was declared the winner with 71% of votes in a disputed election. Opposition leader Venancio Mondlane went into hiding after his aide and lawyer was killed while challenging results. Police clashed with protesters, deploying tear gas and rubber bullets. Mozambique Interior Minister labeled the protest as terrorism and accused organizers of destabilizing the nation. Internet restrictions and journalist detentions have drawn international criticism. Observers allege electoral fraud, claims the government denies. Meanwhile, world leaders around the Asia-Pacific region are gathering in Peru ahead of the APEC summit. Uncertainty brought by Donald Trump's return to the White House and the situation in the Middle East are expected to dominate the agenda. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports.
They represent 60% of the world's GDP, nearly half global trade, and 38% of our planet's population. The 21 countries that make up the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Group, or APEC, span from giants like Russia, China, and the United States to some of the smallest, like Brunei and Papua New Guinea. APEC has been a dynamic engine of economic growth, encouraging the flow of goods, services, capital, and technology. It's helped turn Asia-Pacific into the world's most powerful trade region. Yet 35 years after its inception, the multilateral forum is in trouble.
Today, the dominant economies are more worried about their own internal problems. There's disdain for multilateralism and the rule of law, as we're seeing in Ukraine and Gaza. What's dominating is the law of the strongest instead of accords that set the rules for integration and common prosperity.
The millions of people that live in the Asia-Pacific region could certainly benefit from greater integration. Yet, reaching consensus among the 21 leaders of the APEC group has never been easy, and come January, it will likely become more difficult. Protectionism and high import tariffs will be top on U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's agenda when he takes office. He scorns multilateralism in favor of bilateral agreements using a carrot and stick. For example, with neighboring Mexico, the U.S.'s largest trading partner.
If they don't stop this onslaught of criminals and drugs coming into our country, I'm going to immediately impose a 25% tariff on everything they send in to the United States of America.
And then there's China. Trump is vowing to intensify trade hostilities by slapping tariffs of up to 60% on all Chinese imports.
We are an open economy, so for us, global governability is crucial.
The ripple effect of a US-China trade war would be global, and while APEC may survive as a forum, the economies of many of its members may not be so lucky. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Lima, Peru.
Finally, Nigeria's tough economic environment has been challenging for its small businesses and informal sectors. Hundreds of owners are closing their shops, making it difficult for other people to make a living, especially young Nigerians. Al Jazeera's Ahmed Idris reports.
Paint manufacturer Obe Felix Chimeze struggles to stay in business with only 4 staff. He says 40% interest on bank loans, high cost of raw materials, a weak currency, and higher operational costs have affected not only his output, but also revenue.
People are not buying the way they used to buy. People are not painting the way they used to.
The Association of Small Business Owners in Nigeria says 8 million businesses have shut down operations between January 2023 to June this year, a staggering 20% of Nigeria's small enterprises. For its part, the umbrella organization for manufacturers in Nigeria says the sector is facing serious challenges.
When we took a snapshot survey of manufacturers, we saw that 767 were closed and 335 were distressed. Now, this is across the country because we have a total membership of 3,000.
The situation is not helped by the rising cost of living that continues to erode people's incomes.
In addition to the energy and foreign exchange shortages, many here feel that multiple taxes are killing local industries. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria says in some parts of the country, companies pay as many as 50 or more taxes and levies.
In 2023, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu introduced broad economic reforms, including cutting fuel subsidies and floating the local currency, pushing up the prices of petrol, food, and electricity. This has also increased production costs. Recently, the government-owned Bank of Industry introduced rescue plans with grants and loans with single-digit interest rates. The struggles in Nigeria's economy has pushed tens of thousands out of job.
Before I know, I normally bought some food stuff at home. But I buy that now. It's long. Because things are not okay.
Some economists want to see different solutions being offered since the previous ones have not worked.
If you hike interest rate, you are killing the SME sector. If you reduce liquidity, you're also killing a vibrant sector. So I'm of the opinion that we need to look at our own group solution to our own problem.
Economists say the next 2 years may be tough but also rewarding as the economy stabilizes and grows. But that will depend on how the government supports local businesses and continue with reforms. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Lagos.
Thanks, Malcolm. This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's TV2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.